Let's talk about Aidan O'Connell and the Las Vegas Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders are going to have a quarterback competition between Aidan O'Connell and Gardner Minshew. This video is more about Aidan O'Connell and why I believe that he could be a star with the Raiders organization. And I'm not saying that he's going to go out there and be a franchise quarterback, but he is in the best situation here. Let's go back to his rookie season. He only started in 11 games. If we go back to the beginning of that season, he was not supposed to be the starter. It was Jimmy Garoppolo, and they also signed Brian Hoyer as well. One thing that we know about Josh McDaniels, he was a terrible head coach, terrible play caller for the Raiders, but he loved him some Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo got the first team reps. He got all of the advantages in minicamp and OTAs for the entire offseason. Aidan O'Connell was just a rookie that was supposed to sit behind two veteran quarterbacks and learn. He was not supposed to come in his rookie season, but he did have to come in. When Josh McDaniels got fired, the Raiders essentially fired their main offensive play caller as well. And they were still running the same plays for about 4 weeks, and then they shifted things up to help out Aidan O'Connell even more. So when you look at the situation that Aidan O'Connell was put in, personnel-wise, very good for a rookie quarterback because you have Kobe Myers, you have Davante Adams, Michael Mayer, who was a very good rookie tight end as well. They struggled getting him the football, but he has very good potential. Personnel-wise, phenomenal. Coaching-wise, not the best because your head coach just got fired. The guy that was helping you out throughout the entire offseason was no longer in the building. But you had Antonio Pierce, who put a lot of faith in this kid. And the reason why he became the starter for the Raiders, he was a better quarterback option than Brian Hoyer. And also this as well. Jimmy Garoppolo was dealing with injury, but he was leading the league in interceptions right before he got injured. And that was the game against the Detroit Lions. After that, we no longer would see Jimmy Garoppolo be the starter with the Raiders. They would go with Aidan O'Connell. And Aidan O'Connell's first game in the NFL, it wasn't pretty, but it wasn't terrible either. They lost against the Los Angeles Chargers 24-17. He was 24 or 39 on the day for 238 passing yards, 0 passing touchdowns to 1 interception. But he got sacked 7 times. The game was too fast for the kid. In the second half, he performed better. Yes, he was dinking and dunking his way down the football field. But you have to think about it this way. He was never supposed to start to begin with. And then they started to run the football more. They came out guns blazing with this kid. It made 0 sense for him to have almost 40 pass attempts on the day in his first game. He is not built like that, not in my opinion. He was not a top quarterback in his draft class. That's why he slid down in the NFL draft. And it's not me saying that he was a terrible quarterback at Purdue. He did a lot of good things. But you just can't put this kid out there and just say, you know what, carry us on day one. That was not the case. But in the last 4 weeks of the season, he did perform better. He had 8 passing touchdowns to 0 interceptions. Yes, 4 of those touchdowns came in the second game against the Los Angeles Chargers, but that game did happen. Yes, the Chargers did give up one Brandon Staley, and it was a terrible outing by them, but Aidan O'Connell made a lot of good plays in that game. He made a lot of good plays against the Indianapolis Colts as well. He was throwing the football away, and he was not putting the football in harm's way. Early on, he was trying to get the football to Davante Adams a lot. And when I mean a lot, he was trying to target that man as much as possible. Antonio Pierce and Davante Adams sat down with him and said, you know what, if he's not open, don't force the football there. Get the football to Jacoby Myers. Get the football to Michael Mayer if you need to. Get the football to Trey Tucker as well. And he did a great job of doing that against the New York Giants. Then they started to put Davante Adams out there more. Look, Davante Adams is going to always have a tough time getting the targets that he used to get with the Green Bay Packers. And he had a tough time getting those targets then. That usually is what happens when you're a top wide receiver in the NFL. It's not me saying that Luke Gessie is not going to know how to use him. Davante Adams is getting double and sometimes triple team. And for young quarterbacks, they don't have the rapport to go out there and throw him the football in those situations because they haven't built up that chemistry. But having a full offseason can help with that. That's why I'm advocating for the Raiders to give Aidan O'Connell as much opportunities with those veterans as possible. Yes, you have Gardner Minshew, and it should be a quarterback competition. Put the best quarterback out there possible. Yes, it's going to help the team out. But I believe that you have a higher ceiling with Aidan O'Connell than you do with Gardner Minshew. Now, Aidan O'Connell has a leg up on Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew has never played with these players before. He's coming over from the Indianapolis Colts. Aidan O'Connell, yes, a terrible situation he was put into because Josh McDaniels got fired. Kid, you played 11 games, and you looked good in the last 4 games. 0 turnovers. You have to go out there and take that job. And I do believe that the Las Vegas Raiders will name him to be the starter for week 1 for this upcoming season. And I don't believe that Gardner Minshew would take it the wrong way. He just came out of a situation to where he was essentially the backup until Anthony Richardson got hurt. And he had 15 passing touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Now, the Raiders, they do have better weapons than the Indianapolis Colts. So could Gardner Minshew perform better with the Raiders than he did with the Indianapolis Colts? Yes. But I feel like Aidan O'Connell is in a golden opportunity. How many quarterbacks in year 2 have the weapons that this kid will have at his disposal? In Michael Mayer. They just drafted Brock Bowers in the first round as well, who you can move around the field, can play inside the slot, can play at the tight end position, is a great blocker. You know they're going to try to get him the football, and they can run a 2 tight end set as well to help Aidan O'Connell see the field better. So you can essentially have Michael Mayer, then you can have Brock Bowers, Zamir White in the backfield, and have Devontae Adams on the outside. And you can swing in Trey Tucker if you want to be a distraction for the safeties. And then it opens up everything underneath. The Raiders have a very good roster with players. They just have to bring it together. And I'm not saying that Aidan O'Connell's going to go out there and win in a shootout against Justin Herbert or win the shootout against Patrick Mahomes. That's why you have built this defense up over the last couple of years. But if Aidan O'Connell cannot succeed with the Raiders, a lot of it is going to be on him. I'm not the biggest fan of Luke Getsy, but he's not a horrible offensive coordinator. If we go back a couple of months ago, they wanted to go with Cliff Kingsbury, but they couldn't come down to a contract negotiation with the money. So they went out there and they signed Luke Getsy instead. He's coming over from the Chicago Bears. He did not do the best job with developing Justin Fields, but they had little to no weapons for the entirety of his coaching career with the Chicago Bears. And he found a way to use DJ Moore later on in the season. The first thing that Luke Getsy's going to have to do is condense the field and run the football with Zamir White. And it's not because Aidan O'Connell cannot go out there and throw the football around the field. Because Aidan O'Connell did put up good numbers. His true completion percentage when it wasn't just throwing screens and passes behind the line of scrimmage was 68.9. That was 24th in the NFL. His deep ball completion percentage needs to be better. It was 31%. That was 26 in the NFL. By the way, these numbers are not going to stack up against a guy like Patrick Mahomes who played the entire season. This is just for the 11 games when Aidan O'Connell came in. So by his standards, these are pretty solid. Pressure completion percentage was 50%. Play action percentage was 50% as well. And that's one of the top play action percentages in the NFL for rookies when he came in. So if you can just continue to run the football with Zamir White, who can get you 3 to 4 yards like it's nothing, and you just run the football in the red zone area as well, I think that you can have something special with Aidan O'Connell. His red zone completion percentage was first in the NFL, 71.2%. when he came in for the first 11 weeks. Granted, they did not touch the red zone as much as other teams, but they were able to go down there and convert when they needed to. My thing is this with the Raiders. Just condense the field, run the football with Zamir White, and get Devontae Adams the football when you need to on 2nd and 3rd down. Don't force things. But this is going to be one of the best chances that Aidan O'Connell is going to have to go out there and succeed. Not too many teams and not too many young quarterbacks have the talent that the Raiders have. And as far as their defense, I mentioned it before, they had a strong draft on that defensive side of the ball. Their defense is very good. You're bringing in Christian Wilkins now. You have Max Crosby, who is one of the best edge rushers in the game. They're going to cause a lot of problems. Malcolm Kuntz had 8 sacks on the season. So now you have 3 pass rushers that can go out there and get to the quarterback. You can go out there and get to guys like Patrick Mahomes, get to guys like Justin Herbert, and stop the run as well, because we know the Chargers are going to try to go out there and run the football as much as possible. And the secondary played very well. So I think that the Raiders are in a good situation. But it just comes down to Aidan O'Connell. And how will he look with this team if he is a starting quarterback? But I have a lot of faith in this kid. I think that he can come in and look good. I think that you can give him 2 to 3 weeks. If it doesn't look good for the first 2 to 3 weeks, then you slide in Gardner Minshew. We know what Gardner Minshew is. Not a terrible quarterback, not a top quarterback in the NFL either. He's one of the top backups that you can have. So the Raiders are in a very good situation. Obviously, this team wants to go to the NFL playoffs. We will see, because they're still in a tough division. You have the Kansas City Chiefs. The Denver Broncos are rebuilding, but you can't sleep on the Sean Payton team. So let me know in the comment section below who should be the starter for the Las Vegas Raiders on week 1. Aidan O'Connell or Gardner Minshew. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. God bless. Peace. Peace.